Hey everyone, I decided I needed to officially cut a stone using the new machine. So I went out and I looked for one and I couldn't find one that was good. And then I came out today and suddenly this thing was staring at me. So I'm like, you must be the one. I find a stone and take it home and polish it and hope it shines, and also there's a chicken. Hey everyone, this is Clayton. And when I said the stone was staring at me, I didn't mean it was actually like looking up at me, staring at me with eyeballs and stuff, because obviously it doesn't have eyeballs. But you know what I mean. It stood out as being, it's the one we're going to cut. How's that? Anyway, let's take a look at this stone. It was a little bit damp because there was, I don't know why, I was hoping something didn't pee on it or something, because everything else was dry. So we got some nice reds and oranges and whatnot in there. It's a piece of, I don't know what it is, ite, of course. But it looks like it's going to make for a decent stone, because we got that, where's the blue pointy stick of destiny? There it is. Because we got those red undertones that seem like they're deep inside there. And I think we, get this edge off, and this is going to be the bottom. Get this piece of gobbledygook off here and see what kind of shape we come up with. I mean, this is definitely going to come off of there. And we might be able to get ourselves a nice high domed something out of there, sort of like that. So the next thing to do is head over to the wheel, the new wheel. And let's see if I can move all of this without any too much hassle and confrontation going on, or messing something up drastically. So there we go. Trying to keep this microphone on there too. Okay. I'm not going to turn, I didn't get the lighting system hooked up yet. So let's get the water going. Hello, water. Okay, water is started. Machine is humming away. Oh yeah, we got plenty of water. I didn't get the stone. Okay, I got the stone. Now, I really want to check, see if this is better with or without the light. Actually, I think it's pretty good with just the light like this. Okay, so I think I'm going to start cutting away this bottom. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. I don't know if we need to zoom in or not. This stone got some hardness to it. But this wheel seems to be taking her away pretty good. Boy, that water is cold too. Woo. It's been cold the last couple of nights. Alrighty, let me work on getting this edge off here. Probably would be better if I cut it off. I don't have the saw in its place yet. Oh, that's not coming off too bad. Oh, that's actually grinding off pretty nicely. I would say so. Whew. Yeah, I'm really hoping I can get maybe some better quality pieces now that this wheel is set up. Take that edge off, even that edge up all the way around the stone. Maybe a setting edge on there. This is something more valuable. I would definitely be trying to save carat weight. Got some spritzing going on there. It actually is working out nicely. Get this corner off of there. Okay, we're starting to get some sort of shape to it. Why is it not focusing? There, that's... Darn it, the autofocus was turned off. Hope it wasn't too bad a shape the whole time. Well, that's giving me a nice setting edge the whole way around there. Maybe we'll just go for the freeform shape. Now there's what we've got going so far. I think that's looking pretty nice. Okay, let me see if I can start putting a bit of a dome on here. It took me a little bit longer than I figured it would take to get this machine made. But I'd rather it take longer and the thing work well than, you know, skimp around and do it part ways. I think it's working really, really well. I've got to talk more. I may have to edit more, because I don't know how much of this is just really boring to watch. It's not like I'm cutting an opal where you can see the beautiful color bars start to appear. I'm just more or less shaping these things down into a shape, into a dome. And although that is somewhat exciting, it's not like, you know, breaking headline news exciting. You get a little bit more dome on there before I put this on a dop stick. And I have to decide where I'm going to stop at. I think this is where I'm going to stop at. Okay. Let's head back over to the other table and get my fingers thawed out a little bit. Woo! Kind of nifty. I don't have to even pause the thing. I can just pick it right up and go. As long as I get it into the right spot when I put it down. Now let's see what the... Okay, what do we got here? Well, we've got... let me get a little bit wet. It seems like we have almost that carnelian looking thing. There's some nice reds and oranges in there. Got a big gnarly there that can come out, but I need to get that on a stick, and I think we can really shape that up nice. So I guess, hey, that's what we're going to do. So I need... that looks like about the right size of dop stick. I believe so. Okay, where's all the dop sticking stuff? Dop sticking stuff. We need the dop sticking stuff. Yes, dop sticking stuff. Oh, yeah. I will try to stop singing. But, oh no! Okay, we have a full alcohol lamp. And yes! A full lamp. Been a while since I've actually dopped something. Because we were working really well with that, you know, lamp not running out of alcohol. Let's see what we can do here. I am tickled to death with the way the machine works. And, you know, since this is its maiden cutting voyage, one would say, you know, I'll be talking about it quite a bit. You know, I've messed around a little bit with some other stones on it, but I haven't actually sat down and done a real cutting. I mean, I've seen how it cuts some stones, but that's it. It's not like I finished anything off on it. Ooh, I got stuff flying everywhere. That's not what I need. So this is going to be the official. Oh boy, official first cutting of the stones. So we want to make sure it's nice. Don't want to burn myself again. Catch the phone on fire and melt the dumb thing. Did I tell you about my new phone? Okay, looks like we got her dopped up nice and doppily. The next thing is head back over and see how the cutting goes. And we can watch it. Woohoo! I'm so tickled. Okay, got the water going. Just about where we need it. That's all fired up. So let's take a look here what we got first. That's how she looks. So let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is really awesome. I was saying about my new phone. Well, I use TracFone as my carrier because honestly I don't talk that much on the phone. There was, so I think I said before about several years ago that I went for an entire year and I had 3 phone calls on my cell phone, and 2 of them were actually wrong numbers. So I got this. That's why I use TracFone, because it costs me, and this is not a shout out for TracFone or anything, but okay, let's try this again. Everything on. If that's the worst problem I got today, I'll be happy. As I was saying, I think. What was I saying? Oh, the phone. Yeah, I didn't. It's like in that one course of a year I had those 3 phone calls. But I do use it quite a bit for getting text message, or not text messages, more or less for over chat programs and emails. And that is what I use my phone for 99% of the time. Okay, so, and I don't even really play games on it or anything. But I ended up getting I wanted to get a new phone because the phone I had, still working pretty good, but it didn't have much memory at all. It had like 8 gigabytes, which was getting to the point where it was not, didn't have quite enough memory to even operate, you know, the Android, the downloads to run the new Android, or to update the Android system was getting pretty, pretty slim memory-wise. So I picked out a new phone, and a friend of mine, his daughter had the same phone, and it worked extremely well for her. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna splurge and I'm gonna buy this $200 and some phone. To me, that's a lot of money for a phone that I just use to get, you know, emails and chat programs. So I get this new phone and can't get it to connect. Transferred everything over, couldn't get it to connect. Couldn't get any wireless data. I couldn't get phone call. Well, here it wasn't set up for some reason for my area. Why? I don't know. It's supposed to be set up for the area in which you order it for. So I had to put in took me 3 days and some calls to get the code put in correctly for it to get calls and for the mobile data to work. After that, hey, it was working great. Or so I thought. I'm using this thing, and the more I'm using it, the more I realize, well, not the more I realize that every time the screen goes into standby mode, I was not getting any notifications. No notifications for emails, no notifications of a text message. Nothing like that. So, cut a long story short, after several phone calls to TracFone, they decided that there was something wrong with the phone. So they sent me a new one. And actually by this time, the power button was starting to go bad, so that added to the problem. Then it was shipped. The box looked like somebody had used it for a kickball for 20 minutes. And it had been jostled around inside the blister pack a lot. And we sort of chalked all this up to it being damaged. So TracFone sent me a new phone. So I thought to myself, before I get this transferred over to my cell phone number and everything, I'm going to try this out a while, because everything that I need works over Wi-Fi without having to actually have it onto a network. So that's what I did. I had it, used it for a week just on Wi-Fi with the apps and everything else that I use. Well, guess what? As soon as the screen timed out, went into, went into blank. The screen turns off. No notifications, no email, nothing. Just like the other one. So I did several calls again. And TracFone, they got some great service if you don't use your phone a lot, but their customer service, each time it was like at least 30 minutes, 40 minutes till I got a representative. And then I kept getting cut off from them. So I said, the heck with TracFone, I'm calling Samsung, because it was a Samsung Galaxy phone. Samsung, I'm telling you what, I had no longer than 1 minute wait on all the phone calls that I made. And first off, I got online and was talking online with their representative about the phone. Let's take a look at this, how this is turning out. That's actually looking really nice. There's some nice reds in there, and let's see if I get the focus. Nice reds in there, some deep rich color, and I'm pleased with how this works. So back to my Samsung experience. I talked to 3 different representatives online chat, and they told me they couldn't help me. There was something definitely wrong with the phone to call in. So I called in, and like I said, I only waited no more than a minute to get a representative. And the first person I was on with, very nice lady, we were on the phone for 3 hours. We did everything we could possibly do to that phone, and we couldn't get it fixed. So I was deciding what to do, waited a few days, and I was like, okay, I'll call back and see if somebody else maybe can help me out. And we're going to go over to the other wheel now. What do you think of that? That is just awesome. All I have to do is turn that off. Whoa! Turn that off, and I take this thing and right over to there. I mean, you can't beat that with a stick. Okay, we get some water on there. Woohoo, look at that. We've got water. This is awesome. Wow, I am tickled to death. It is a little bit noisier, but not too bad. So I got online with another phone call to another representative, and we spent a good 3 hours on the phone, and he did everything he could possibly think of to that phone. And I mean, he even had remote operation to check all the settings several times over, did a couple of factory resets. And no matter what we did, as soon as the screen timed out, oops, would you believe I'm out of water? Okay, I'm back. Let's take a look at this real quick before we go further. See that it's pretty much got the facets out. And wow, I'd say we're close to getting ready to go onto the 1200 grit. Now, the only thing that really stinks about this is I don't have a 1200 grit wheel on here. I wish I did, but that might come later. Now, let me get the side here really good. Oh, as I was saying, so every time the screen goes into timeout, everything shuts off on that phone, no matter how you adjust the battery settings. The Wi-Fi ends up turning off, so there's your... That sort of eliminates any messages you get. Nope, that's done. So the Wi-Fi shuts off, and you don't get any messages, and everything else just sort of shuts off no matter what you tell it. Okay, so let's head over here. We're back over here. So let's take a look at this. Wow, that is... Let me wet it down just a hair so we can get an idea how she looks. Woo! That's got some really nice colors. There's some nice reds. Drying out too fast. Reds and oranges, and there's even some sparkliness in there. I hope the camera can pick that up. But I'm thrilled at how these wheels can get this thing taken care of that fast. Wow. Now I gotta go to 1200 grit. All right, back to this. Squirt, squirt, squirt. So, to cut the long story short again, what I have is a great Samsung A51 phone that gets phone calls and stuff, but as soon as the screen time's out, I don't get no notifications at all. So to me, it's absolutely worthless. And Samsung and TrackPhone, and nobody can do anything about it. Samsung says, yes, there's definitely a problem with this. They come across that problem very, very infrequently. And another thing to note, if the phone is plugged in charging, then it will receive notifications. But as soon as you unplug that charger, 2 minutes max till everything shuts off. So it's some deal with the battery saver, and you can't adjust the battery saver to where it won't do that, which is really sad, because that phone, it's got a 48 megapixel camera. It's got 6 different lenses. The macro lens, you can look at the notches on a flea's leg hairs. It's that good. It's unbelievably good macro lens camera. And the video camera, ooh, take a look at that. That is seriously nice. Woo. Yeah, I'm really, really liking this. There's some reds in there, and there's some sort of sparkliness that I can see in there. I don't know, sort of like mica or who knows what. But the camera on that, and it even has, when you're videoing, it has a stabilization feature, which I was trying to make it unstable, and it takes care of almost everything. I mean, it's as good as some of the GoPros I've seen. So I'm not going to get rid of the camera, or the phone, because the camera's too good, and I can use it when we go out filming. But here I am, stuck with my old phone, and a camera that, or old phone and a new phone that all I can use for it is a camera. So that's just annoying. Bloody annoying. Okay, let's see what in the world we got here so far. Wow. That is pretty darn good. I'm rolling it back and forth here looking for facets. And I really don't see any faceting. And that was my biggest concern with using that type of wheel over there. Whereas on this, I can make sure I get all the facets out just by the pressure here and the sandpaper being on there and conforming, making a nice dome, and I can work all the facets out much easier. And on those type of wheels, that's the biggest thing, is trying to get the facets out. But oh, I hope you can see there's sparklies in there. Wow. This stone's pretty darn awesome. Alrighty, so this is ready for the cerium oxide. So I don't have that set up to film yet. So I shall be right back after I cerium oxide the first official piece in the wheels. Woo! Alrighty, I'm back. Let me get dried off a little bit here. And this is what she came out as. And I'm really, really hoping, let me look through the camera. You can see those sparklies in there. There, you can catch them a little bit right up in here. There are super sparklies, and man, this thing is, wow, this is absolutely gorgeous. There seems to be a lot of sparklies up in there, but this thing is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if it's just the hardness or how it was or what, but for the first cutting on that new wheel, I am tickled to death. Now, I wonder if I can get it off of there without... Oh, hey! Yay! It came off without a whole bunch of horrors. Okay, I got her off. Now let's take a look at her like that. Now you can still see some of the sparklies in there, but whew. For the first piece, first official piece on the wheel, I can say that this stone is a win. So if you like the video, hit that button down there, subscribe, and I'll be back with more stuff, more cutting on the wheel, and probably more rants about, well, hopefully no more rants about phones. But hey, thanks for spending some time with me, and have a good evening.